Hi, everybody. My name is Sangeeta George, and I'm the Associate Vice President for Guidance Solutions here at Univariety. Just to give you a little bit of background, so I've been a career counselor for about 15 years right now. I have worked with the Dubai government for a while, with the university there, helping undergraduate students get into employment and helping with that transition. I've worked in international schools like Bangalore International School and Kodaikanal International School. So that's where I was before I joined Univariety last year. So if you talk to people who know me, you will know that I'm very, very passionate about career counseling, and it's what gets me out of bed every day, as is for a lot of you. I wish this was where I could see all of you and get to know you better. But I hope in the near future that's something that we will be able to do. But this is good, right? I mean, this is a great way for us to communicate and talk and collaborate. Just for those of you who are not familiar with this kind of webinar, what you can do, if you have a question or a comment, go ahead and put it in the chat box. You'll find that on the right side of your screen. So just everyone who's just saying hi to me, it's awesome. And yes, Mr. Pavan, we just started. You haven't missed much, only my introduction, so you don't have to worry about that. So really quickly, the whole objective of why we're just coming together right now is, the role that we play as career counselors today. That's what we're looking at. So currently, just looking at what it's like that's happening around us in terms of admissions and colleges and everything. What is our role is what we're here to talk about. Hi, Pooja. There's a familiar name that I know. So that's what we're going to talk about. Please feel free to share ideas if you have any, but I'm just going to go through some things that I think are very important just based on all the different students that we have been dealing with, and just to give you an idea of all the different things that you need to be keeping in mind right now. Okay, so I'll talk just for a little bit, and then let's just have a chat. We'll take some questions. We'll just have dialogue for a little bit, and then that'll be the end of the session. And I promise to let you go by like 4:30, 4:35. Okay. So first of all, if you haven't sensed it already, career counseling and career counselors are the need of the hour. There are so many, I can't even tell you, and I know a lot of you relate with me, but when you meet with grade 12 students, just to see them in such a state of confusion of what they need to do, should they go abroad, should they not, what are the chances of a visa, you meet a grade 11 student, should I do SAT, should I not? There's so many places who don't need. So I think one of the most important things that you need to keep in mind, first of all, that you are very important and valued, and what you say and the guidance that you give to a student, they're going to just absorb it all in. Okay, so in order for you to be prepared, in order to give sound advice, um, firstly is, I think it's important that we update ourselves. I'm sure a lot of you agree with me. We need to be constantly updated on a weekly basis. We have to be updated with regards to, say, entrance tests. When are they going to be? NEET, JEE, NATA exams, LSAT exams, because they keep postponing some of these exams. So I think it's so important that you as a counselor are aware of what the updates are, especially with regards to entrance exams. Also, about ACT, TOEFL, all going online. Who needs it? Who doesn't need it? What do they need for their applications? So things like that. It's so important that you get on like USIF or any of those education websites for you to find out. So I rely a lot on something like NACAC or CIS, Council of International Schools. They have great webinars. They have great information, great insight on what is happening in the world of admissions right now, especially if you're looking abroad. So here in India, there's NTA, there's UGC, all of these that will give you information as to what's happening. The application process, right? So many people writing into us asking, is this still open, or is this university still open? What I have generally sensed, and I'm sure you have also, is that universities outside of India are so flexible. Not to say that we are not. The thing is, applications are still open for here in India, right? A lot of liberal are still open. DU is still deciding when they're going to open out applications, things like that. So just to have a sense of that flexibility and share it with your students is so important. Okay. So what you need to do is that you need to make sure that you are always updated with the information, and don't just keep it with you. You share that information with your students. Another thing that another suggestion that I have for you as counselors is to attend webinars such as this one. This is just a dialogue one, but more about what is happening, to hear what universities are saying, right? And I'm sure a lot of you have already done that. I do have some information that comes into me with regards to the kind of webinars that have been run. If anyone, wants information with regards to that, make sure you get in touch with Radhika and I can pass on that information to you. And if you can be specific of, okay, this is what I'm looking for, and if I have anything, I'm more than happy to share it with you. But even if you go on to university websites, you will see that they're running a lot of webinars. So register for them just for you to grasp some of that content that has been shared by universities, updates. What are they doing different with applications? So it's not only about our grade 12 students now, right? We're working with grade 11 students, grade 10 students. What can we as counselors do in order to get them ready, in order to move them from a place of confusion to clarity, is what we need to be, what needs to be our end objective. At least that's what it is for me. Okay. And kind of going through and not to normalize the confusion, or that place where a student is really stressing out, but just saying, what, I will help you find a solution. And the application process, so just make sure that you are regards to what is required of a student. All right. So that is also very important, like we've just been saying. Now, how can you help students, right? So that is all the role. I talk first about what you need to do. Secondly, you share that updated information, like you said. So, for example, the weekly updates that we share with you, okay, it would be a great idea in order for you to send it out, whether they ask for it or not, whether they're in grade 9 or 10, share it with parents and students. You also, students who are not your clients, people who are just looking for information, that would be something that you can do. All right. You can also recommend activities that they can do during the summer. So I know it takes a little bit of research, but there's tons that people, and everything has gone virtual right now, as you have seen. All right. So just make sure that you're recommending the right kind of extracurriculars based on their choice of country, on their course. You are directing them, mainstreaming them into what they need to be, in order to what they need to be doing through the summer. We really don't want students to waste their summer. So we share a whole lot of ideas of what they can do. There are tons of virtual information sessions that universities are having. I know NYU had one at one point, Boston University had, Northeastern had. So all of these had virtual information sessions, right? So it's a great way for students who are, if they're looking at any of these colleges or courses that these colleges are offering, let them attend. Let them make that connect. And I always think, I think it's a great option. It's a cheaper option for them to connect with someone from the admission office there. There are college tours also that are also happening. Okay. So, Smita, thank you for saying that the updates are good. I definitely will pass on. It actually is someone from my team who puts that together, but I'm they get that information. But thank you for that feedback. So, virtual information sessions and college tours, let them attend those. Summer programs, a lot of summer programs and online courses are also coming up. So whether it is, Yale University, I know a lot of you know that they've got like 57 free online courses that they can do, right? Students can do. Udemy has some that they can do. There are summer programs that are offered, which are virtual right now. I don't know if Yale is doing, but there are a few others who are doing summer programs that students can actually do that. Okay. So you want some of the university websites. So like I said, if you go in, so it all depends on what a student wants to. So there are so many universities that are offering so many things. It just depends what your student is looking for, and then if it is on kind of a list that they have, then they can definitely go into that website and see. But if I can get a list of universities that are offering maybe some of these information sessions, I'll be happy to share it with Radhika, who'll send it off to you. So I'll just make a note of that really quickly so that I don't forget. Okay. And summer programs also. Another thing, so I'm just going to assume a lot of you know this, and Ms. Gauri has just asked me about this, about the VIP. Now, the only reason why I am talking about the VIP is because I really like it. I've never seen, I'm a little old school. I'm sure I'm a bit older than a lot of you. I've never seen anything like this, but I've always been a big, I've always loved internships. So even when I was in Cody school, I kind of started a small internship on my own where I was getting students in touch with parents, and they would go away and do internships, came back and said it was really small scale. But looking at current scenario, what better to do other than just to have a virtual internship. So I'm just going to assume that a lot of you know what it is. Now, for those of you who don't, I think I'm just going to get Ms. Gauri's um, her question. What exactly is inside VIP? As a counselor, we're completely blank. If we're given few VIP free of cost to know what are VIP, it would be great. Okay. So basically what it is, it's the name itself, okay? A virtual internship program. So there are 18 different programs that are offered. I know a lot of you who know it. You know what? Just bear with me for like 2-3 minutes, and I'm just going to go through it really quickly. So what it is, it's a platform for experiential learning. Now, for some of us who are old school, like for me, I would, there was a time that I thought, you know what, nothing like a physical internship, right? But if you talk to students who've done a physical internship, I've talked to students who've done a virtual internship, I feel like there's so much more learning that comes out of a virtual internship, right? Because they go through 15, 16 different modules. They have an industry expert who's talking to them. See, if you talk to kids who've gone for a physical internship, they're like, Miss, I was just sitting there for 3 weeks and then I sorted some data out and I did some filing. They really wouldn't give me any work to do because I was only there for 3 weeks. So whether it is an internship at a hospital, at an events management, so I've had students go to a hospital and event management company, but didn't really value, yes, they maybe attended an event or they job shadowed a doctor, but they never had hands-on assessments or work that they needed to do. And that's what I love about, one of the many things that I love about this internship program. Okay. So the industry experts, there are videos that kids can watch. Now people say, oh well, it's only like a day or two. But if you look at, the age group that we're working with, grade 9 to 12 or grade 9 to 11 especially, that's all the information that they need. Anything more would be information overload. And that's why we're sending them off to university. The whole idea of doing the VIP is for them to get clarity. Okay. And I'll tell you what I did for my counselors is I broke it out into about 4 or 5 different needs that a kid might have, a student might have, and that's where the VIP fits in. All right. So first of all, if you are having a discussion about a course selection or what am I going to do after grade 12, I talked to a kid yesterday who's saying, I want to do business, but I also want to do psychology, but I'm really not sure I want both there. What a great idea in order for them to go in and do an internship to see, as a psychologist, this is what you're going to do. Or as a businessman, this is what you're going to do. So when you're deciding on a course selection, deciding on subjects. So grade 10 students saying, Miss, I am so confused. I love fine arts, but I also like physics, chemistry, bio. What am I going to do? Why am I doing this? What a great opportunity for you to say, hey, why don't you choose 3, and see the difference between 2. Take some that will use your creativity. Take some that will use your physics. take some that will use your bio and chemistry, and then that's how they kind of choose what these three are going to be and decide on their subjects. Also looking at study abroad options. Now why, and also profile, I'll put it together. Universities love to see that kids have done an internship. You know that when you are doing an application and you put down that you've done an internship, so it's not the internship per se that they're looking at. Lots of kids will come and tell you, well, I'm doing an internship in my dad's company, or I'm doing an internship helping my mom with her business, which is fine. But what universities want to know is, what is the learning that built? Here is solid learning that they're going to get out of doing a virtual internship program. You can vouch for it, right? Because they are watching or they are listening to industry experts, they're watching videos, they're doing their own assessments. Like, I made some of my counselors actually do it themselves, and they said, oh my gosh, now I know why I'm not a doctor, or now I know why I'm not a graphic designer, because it really tests the skills of the student, and that's what we want, right? So I'm big on, and you'll always hear me talk about aptitude and interest. A child may have aptitude to do really well in physics, chemistry, biology, but do they have an interest to be a doctor? What a great way for them to find out some of these skills in order to see if this is what, and that's why I'm vouching for it as a counselor. Now, I trust me, I won't stand for anything that I don't believe has value. Okay. So, and the last one is for parents and for students when there's in course, when they don't know, or there's a disparity in what the child wants and what the parent wants. So I have actually suggested parents and students to do like some of these virtual internships together. So parent, for example, ethical hacking. A lot of times parents have no idea. I'm like, why don't you sit and observe your child do this internship? And then in that way, you get more information yourself. I won't lie to you about it, but the highlight for me about the VIP is the report. And I'm sure, I don't know if a lot of you have taken a look at the report, but I cannot tell you how it will help you as a counselor in order to guide and stir your students in the way that they need to go, saying, hey, these are some of the skills that you have for this particular. Yes, I know you are interested in family business, but I don't see some of the skills that you need. How about you look at something else? So you're able to gauge some of those interests by just looking at that report. And I definitely do recommend that you take a look at it. So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, I don't want to talk for too much longer, but I just want to say VIP is actually a tool and a program, right? It's a tool because it's giving you a report. It's the first of its kind. And look at the time that it started. It came out just before the lockdown, so it was perfect for a lot of kids to do it. Okay, I've had counselors who almost sell a VIP to a student maybe on a daily basis, and the amount of positive feedback that we have got. So whether it is, and I wrote out some of them. So there was a grade 11 student who was deciding on whether they need to do psychology. They were doing it in school, but is this what I want to do? She did it. She came back and said, now I know what it's about. There was another grade 11 student who said, you know what, I want to study artificial intelligence. So my counselor said, hey, don't you, so we don't have an internship for artificial intelligence, but for your bachelor's degree, why don't you do computer engineering? And then for your master's, which is always recommended, you do artificial intelligence. So then this boy went ahead and did a computer engineering internship and came back and said, yep, that's the route I want to take. There was a grade 10 boy who wants to crack the IIT exam, right? The JEE. So we said, why don't you, before you go in and you're spending all this time, why don't you go do a couple of engineering internships and find out this is what is, what you need to do. And he came back even more motivated to crack the IIT. So whether they're applying in India, whether they're applying abroad, it does not matter. This is for them to learn. And what a great way for them to spend their summer, right? So I'm just going to stop there. I hope you all understood. It is an experiential, an environment. It's simulated. There are tasks that students have to do. There are to an industry expert. They do the assessments, and I love that assessments are given. We don't mess around with these things, right? We want it to be serious. We want the students to be serious about what career they choose. We don't want them to go into university for a year and then come back and say, oh my gosh, why did I take pure physics for my bachelor's? We don't want that. We want them to decide beforehand itself. So if any of you are wanting more information about VIP or virtual internship program, please write to Radhika. She's more than happy. I know she's super efficient. For a lot of you, she's your go-to person. She will continue to be that person. Write into her, tell her, ask her whatever information you need, and we're more than happy to share that with you. Okay, so let me now start to take some questions, and I've been given instructions on how to take these questions. Okay, as in I need to make sure that I'm, taking all your questions. That's about it. All right. So some of you want, Mr. Carol, you're asking about the university website. Sure, I can share that with you. So university websites for what? Do you want for information sessions or webinars you're looking for, Mr. Anand? If you can tell me, then I can share that information with you. Okay. And okay, university sites. All right. Thank you, Dr. Bobby. It's so nice that you're here. Ms. Gauri, I hope I've answered your questions. Ms. Ugana will be more than happy to send you some information on VIP. Take a look at the leaflet, and for sure, you'll get really, really good information about what it's about and the benefits. I mean, I think for us as counselors, we are constantly trying to find programs and different types of activities. First of all, that will be beneficial to the child, and secondly, will make the child stand out. The idea is to make the child's application stand out, and for them to show, even during the lockdown or during the summer, if the college comes back and says, "How did you use your time?" Say I played PUBG all day, I mean, this is such a great way for them not only to learn but also to showcase it in their application. So please keep that in mind. Okay, you would love to undergrad webinars primarily in, okay, Miss Revati. So whatever webinars I get my way, I will be sure to share it with Radhika, and she will share it with you. Okay, so Smita, you were asking about summer programs. So I know UC Berkeley has one. Yale definitely has one. I don't think Ashoka is having one right now, but let me put a list together. I don't have it with me right now, but I will definitely send it to you. Okay, so tell me about summer programs, whether you're looking here in India or abroad, Ms. Smita, and then I am happy to help you with that too. Okay, okay. All right, what else? I have a question with current situation, which is like for some time now. How do you see the abroad education? So, Ms. Rupali, I'll tell you something, and this is just my perspective, okay? And I don't know how many of you agree with this, but I feel like, and I said this to a student yesterday also, but I feel like COVID is here to stay, right? It's about how we're going to continue with life and with some of the goals that we have set for ourselves with this pandemic being around, right? It will settle down, no doubt. But I think it's very important to students to continue to look at education abroad, right? The scenario is bad everywhere, right? So it's not like being here is better than being anywhere else. Yes, for maybe till December, but things will. I know universities are taking precautions. So here's a standard. I mean, here's a classic example, and I can only share my example as a parent. And my daughter goes to the university, right? She just came back. But we also heard that the fall semester, which is from September, is going to go online. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to be online for the next 4 years. They're taking precautions because I'm sure Canadian students will continue to go to class, maybe because there's a smaller number of students in the classroom. But those who are international have an option to do it from home. Now, I think that's super sensitive of the university to do that. So they are making it available and they are being flexible in order to accommodate international students. So even if students don't want to go in September, they can start looking at Jan or they take a gap year. We help them through putting together a program for the gap year, and then they apply next year. But I don't think you should minimize on students going abroad. Okay, so let me just see what else, what other information is, or other questions that I can take. So you're saying, so what kind of recognition does this certificate have? So somebody is asking what kind of, so if you ask me, it is from, the certificate is from the people who have created the program. So it's legit. If you see a lot of, it's like asking a student, so if you have gone and done an internship, are you going to get a certificate? Lots of companies don't give, I don't know if you're aware of this, but they don't give a letter or they don't give a certificate. And if you are applying to university, they don't want to see a certificate. They want to see the learning that a student has had. So don't worry about the certificate is given because children love certificates, and just to acknowledge that they have completed one, they don't need to do it again. But a university is never going to ask them, show me a certificate that you did of your internship. They want to know if you did an internship, then I want to see what kind of learning did you get from it and why did you do it. That's what you need to actually pay attention to. All right. So who are the right candidates to whom we can advise VIP as a ninth or 10th? So I think anywhere from 9th to 11th. We actually had a grade 12 student because she finished her exam. She had nothing to do. And we told her about it and she loved it. She came back. She already knows what she wants to study, but she was curious about a few other, courses or, professions. And so she did it. And she's like, now I'm doubly sure that I really just want to do this. Yes, I love the other two. They seem interested, but it doesn't use all the skills that I want to in this one that I have chosen. So it really verifies a decision that people have taken. Okay. So, 12 also is possible. It just depends, ladies and gentlemen, I think counselors, how you are going to position it. Told you 4 or 5 classic cases where you can actually position it. When you are talking to parents, you need to tell them about the benefits of it. What is the benefit of doing an internship, right? And there are multiple benefits. It's not only about the certificate, right? That's the least of their concerns, but what kind of learning? To be exposed to have an industrial expert talk to them. You ever think if a child actually goes to do an internship, a physical internship, they actually get to spend, 4 or 5 hours with the CEO of the company? No way. They're always going to, be handed over to the person who's junior most. The junior most person is telling them what to do. Highest you will get maybe a manager, but that's about it. Here is someone who's giving them first-hand information. So think about it like that. The exposure that you are giving a child in order to definitely make sure that they have taken right decisions with regards to their choice of career. Okay. Ms. Jayalalita, I hope I've answered your question about talking to parents and also the report. That's what I tell parents about, the report, because the report is so much better than a lot of some of the psychometric assessment reports that I have seen. It's fantastic. It's so detailed. It tells the student what they're good at and what their forte is and what they should be focusing on and whether they have the skills in order to do a particular career or not. Okay. So Ms. Booma is saying Harvard is offering many free online courses. So yes, absolutely. So Harvard, Yale, all of them have really, really good online courses. There are lots of test prep like IIT Kharagpur and IIT Roorkee. They're all coming out with test prep for JEE. I just heard about another one yesterday. It's called the National Test Abhyas, and it is a mobile test app. Can you imagine? Mobile test app for a JEE and NEET. Okay, so these are things that you can recommend to your students also. Can we have sites and programs specific for Indian universities? So I'm not sure, Ms. Parminder, what you're asking for. So what kind of programs are you asking for? If you actually just go into a website of any university, that's where you'll find it. That's where we find. Also, we do get a lot of information to us at Univariety. But if you can just go into websites yourself, you'll find what you want. Okay, am I right if I say that VIP is hard to stay post pandemic and will surely be on demand? Is how I think it's surely going to be on demand. And I have some exciting news that I will share with you at the end of this. I'm going to take a few more questions, like 2 or 3 more minutes, and then I'll tell you. But definitely, Mr. Venkat, it is here to stay. Students are going to, and parents will be appreciative that they're not going to be in an unknown office space, and the stress of taking them from one place to another. So when a student is looking for an internship, is very limited, right? They can only do it in the place that they're living in. So if they are staying in a place where there is not too much around, then they're stuck with what kind of internships that they can do. But that's not the case when they're doing a virtual internship. They can do it imagining that they're in any of these spaces. Okay. So absolutely, we can, Miss Meeta, we will send you internship, the virtual internship. We will send you the information, and also summer courses. Okay. So you're asking, Mr. Tony, maybe I've missed some of you're asking me to give you a sample for us to experience. You mean of the internship? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask somebody, but I'm sure if you go through the leaflet, you will get a realistic idea. Maybe we can some testimonies of students who've done it also, and the kind of learning that they've got from it. We're more than happy to share that with you. Okay. Sajimol, you're asking me, is the VIP here to stay or is it lockdown centric? It's not lockdown centric. It's here to stay. Well, right now we have 18 different careers, but we're working on more careers that we're going to be, that have come in on demand, and we have let them know. So we're still working on it. Miss Amardeep, we're going to share. We can most happily share VIP information with you, no problem at all. Okay. So what is the difference between VIP or Coursera or edX? So really good question, Ms. Charu. So I think what I feel like is that Coursera and edX, first of all, in order to get that you've certified or completed, you need to pay for it for some of these things. And I think they're very much related to a particular course. VIP is related to a career. There's a difference here. Okay, so Coursera and edX is just with regards to what does someone. So if I want to learn about photography, I will do a course on photography to learn the technicalities of photography. But with virtual internship program, there's an industry expert telling me what is my day going to look like as a photographer. That's the difference, and that's a huge difference. So I might love the technicalities of being a photographer and not like job, right? So that's the difference, I think, between learning about a course and learning about a career. Okay. What else is there? Okay, so any kind of each internship tour has cost, or one-time payment is for all 18. So it's per virtual internship program. We have different deals that we offer to students. So we say ideally it's 2,000 for one internship. Okay, and it's 4,000 for 3 internships is how we've been. We've also had carnivals where we sell 10 internships at a time, and we've had students come back and say that's too much. We don't want 10 internships, but it's really up to them whether they can do 10 internships, which will last them about 10-15 days, and it's a great way for them to find out about it. So before people are going to start leaving, I just want to say what I want to end with is that we're coming out with a full-fledged experiential internship program that is going to last for like 30 days. Okay, so these are just, these are shorter programs, but we're coming up with long programs in just a few months. I think about August, somewhere there. We're going to come out with it. It's more in depth. It's more, to do with students actually have to get in touch with people, talk to people. It's as good. I mean, it's more than just doing a physical internship. Okay. So this will span over a month. This new one that we're going to come out with, it's a full-fledged experiential internship. But in the meantime, if you have students grade 8, 9, and 10 who are looking at what course, where do I go, I need to build my profile, non-alignment with parents, virtual internship is amazing. Okay. So I'm sorry, Ms. Garima, that your internet's getting stuck, but if we have a recording, we will definitely send it to you. Do we need a website to give the VIP to kids? No, you don't. You can get in touch with Radhika, and Radhika can let you know how exactly you can go about to get a hold of it. Okay. Okay, let me go and see what other. Okay. So if there is a recording of this, we'd be happy to share it with you, because some of you are saying that you've missed out on important information. Don't worry, if we have a recording, we'd be happy to share it with you. Okay. All right, Ms. Smita, I know you have to leave. Thank you very much. If there any VIP for genetics, no, we don't have any VIP for genetics. Okay. So when is the next carnival? That's a great question. Ms. Gurmeet, I think Radhika would be the best person to share that with you, but I'm pretty sure there's one going to come up very, very, very soon. Okay. Ms. Anita, you're asking how long is one internship? So one internship can be anywhere between 1 day to 3 days. So it's got 15 to 16 different modules. It does not take that much time. I will tell you, I'm not going to, say anything else about it, but I know that there have been students who've broken it up between 2 to 3 days and just done it. We do recommend that they do it in a day or two, just so that they can get the real impact of it. But ideally, anywhere between 1 day to 3 days, which I think is great for any 9, 10, 11 student. Okay. So what about internships for older students? Yes, like I said, we're coming up with a much more full-fledged internship program so you will have one that you can offer to grade 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, and offer to 11 and 12. Okay. Need more info to sell, like number of modules. So 15 to 16 modules per internship, which is a combination of videos of an industry expert talking and also assessments that are expected for the student to do. Okay. So more in-depth material needed, not just the advertising. Okay, let me see what else I can find out. That's a good point. But if there's any other material that we can share, maybe testimonials, that's something that you can share with your students also. Okay. Is too high. So, Gauri, you're saying the cost of VIP is too high and there is no scope for any cost to a counselor. So, actually, I beg to differ with that, because I don't think it's high at all. If you look at 2,000 rupees, sorry to make it sound so, simple, but if a child 1,500 for a pizza, for a medium pizza, you know what I mean? But for them, the amount of information and for the certificate that they're going to get and the report, you're not going to get. If you look at any kind of even assessment in the market, it's minimum 2,500 for one assessment. Here's someone, it's just, and that's only the assessment and a report. Here, a child is getting to experience a career, okay, and also get report with regards to their skills for 2,000 rupees. I don't think it really is a viable option. And even if you're looking at a physical internship, the amount of learning that they're going to get, they're not going to they're not going to value. So, Mr. Tony, what I'm going to do is send you some testimonials, because I want to change your opinion. I'm determined to do that. So I will share some testimonials who have loved it and have really valued it. Okay, so it really, don't think of it as an undergraduate program. It really is not. It's really enough information for them just to get enough idea, just enough idea, not too much, not too less, about what would be the best fit course. Okay, so I am going to end it there. Don't forget, yes, Miss Sonia, we are going to add more VIPs. And on my, my parting words, first of all, thank you for being here with me today. But secondly, experiential internship program that we're coming out with. It's a full-fledged program. It should be out in August. It's a 30-day program. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. But in the meantime, what you can do is just reach out to us for more information, and and we are happy to share whatever collaterals that we have, not just for advertising, like some of you said, but testimonials of students that you can share with other students. Okay, so that's it for now. I know some of you have asked me for information with regards to university websites, webinars, and summer programs, and I will be, just give me a day or two, and I will be happy to share that with Radhika, who will share it with you. All right. Okay, then. All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you again for being here. And I look forward to having more webinars with you very, very soon. Have a great weekend. Bye bye for now.
India's first incubator for career counselors, powered by Uni.